Hey guys, so today we met with Dr. Kangwasa about Kelly's surgery tomorrow. Dr. Sinervo was stuck in a surgery for longer than he expected, so we weren't able to see him today, but we went over everything with Dr. Kangwasa and got everything ready for tomorrow morning. Kelly's been doing her bowel prep all night tonight, so she's had a rough time, but she's doing her best. She's not feeling very well, but we tried vlogging. Yeah, she threw up quite a bit, so she's been very nauseous, but tried vlogging some today, but we didn't get as much footage as we wanted, so tomorrow I will be sure to vlog as much as possible at the hospital. We have to be there at 5:30 a.m. for blood work and to get things started. I think surgery's at 7:30 a.m. So, oh yeah, I'm Kelly's fiance, Gabe. Gabriel, Gabe, either one. But we've been meaning to do a video for a long time together, yeah, to introduce me, but it just hasn't happened. She's had a rough time and
things have been really
hard.
Really rough.
So,
especially with the 7-hour drive here.
Yeah, it took us about 7.5 hours to get here. So it's gonna be a rough ride back, I'm sure, but we'll make it back safely and take our time.
We're not going back for a while.
Yeah, we won't be leaving for like 7 more days, so we will keep you guys informed on how things go. They're thinking most likely they will do a hysterectomy, but they won't know for sure until they go in and see what all's going on, but they know for sure that her uterus is abnormal and very soft, and it's probably causing a lot of pain, so that's on the list, as well as checking for endometriosis and appendix and a bunch of things. So keep us in your prayers. We're praying, and she's with two of the best doctors that we could find. So we're here in Atlanta, Georgia, and very grateful for everything. That everyone we saw today at the offices were amazing, and can't really ask for much more. Yeah. Like, they were great, everyone. So if you're having any doubts or concerns about that, they were really amazing. So we will let you know how it goes tomorrow. We didn't get to meet Dr. Sinervo today because he was stuck in surgery for a long period of time, but we did meet with his assistant, Dr. Kangwasa. And we went over everything for tomorrow. So
I look terrible.
No, you don't. You look beautiful. Alright guys, well, it was nice meeting you. We'll be back. How you feeling?
Not too good.
You did good.
It took me like a lot.
Look beautiful. All right, guys. So, just giving you a little update. Me and Kelly have been wanting to do a video explaining kind of what happened with Dr. Sinervo and like what they found and what they did. But she's been having a rough time with the recovery, and this hasn't been comfortable enough for us to sit down and really talk about it on camera. So I figured I would kind of fill everyone in. I know you guys don't know me very well, but my name's Gabe, Gabriel, Kelly's fiance. We've been together for almost 6.5 years dating. Now we're engaged, but we've known each other for about 9 years. And it's been a rough ride. I tell you, health is something that you have no control over, and it's really sad because it's not the person's fault. Sometimes you want to, just give up, and I mean, I can see that with her. I mean, she's the strongest person I know, but sometimes it's hard. It's enough's enough, and I totally get it, and she gets it, and I know you guys get it. But the harder you fight, the more you fight, the better off you'll be in the end. Yeah, we've been through a lot with doctors, and you think that there's no real answer or anyone that can really help you. And even as of now, after what we've gotten done with Dr. Sinervo, it's really a waiting game to see how she's gonna feel. From what they found, I'll kind of go over that right now. We had surgery Thursday morning, 5:30 in the morning. We had to be at the hospital, and she was having a really rough time. Obviously because of bowel prep and everything else. So it was a rough morning. We got there, the anxiety was really high. She just, a lot of pain from just doing bowel prep. It's been that way every time she's done it for any real, tests or anything. So, but they took her back around 7:45 for surgery, and me and her mom, Kelly and her mom are all here in Atlanta, Georgia for this. So, me and her mom are supporting each other and doing everything we can to make sure Kelly's comfortable through everything. And during the pre-op appointment on Wednesday, we talked about the possibilities of doing a hysterectomy or removing ovaries, depending on what stuff looked like. We were kind of, every test and doctor we've been to, I feel like, has always given us the same answers of, everything's normal, like everyone's always happy, and it's like, it's the same old stuff, so there's a point where when you hear everything is normal, you get aggravated because you don't want it to be normal because something's really wrong, and we've been to Texas, and we've been to Shands, been to Mayo Clinic. She has some really great doctors, GI doctors that stand by her side like a second mom, and it's like they've done everything they can, and they've found specific things, but nothing like to the point where they could say, hey, if we did this, it might really help you. Like, you might feel a lot better. It's always just trying to mask it or give it some sort of band-aid with medication, and that's just how it's always been. So during the pre-op appointment, we talked about the possibilities of, what they might need to do, and she had to sign a waiver and everything saying, I don't know if it's a waiver, but sign a consent form saying that that's okay for them to do. So Thursday morning when they took her back for surgery, they told us, me and her mom, that they would be in contact with us every hour to let us know what they find and what they're doing. So they were very, very professional and amazing. I can't explain it. They wouldn't let me back in the room with Kelly before surgery because they would only let one person go back with her. So, you know, obviously I wanted her mom to go back with her because her mom's, you know, it's her mom. So it's really important for her mom to be back there. But they called us she went back at 7:45. They called us at around 8:15. It was like 30 minutes, and they said, hey, we found that her left ovary the blood flow is not, it's not right. There's supposed to be a lot of blood flow to it, and there's not. It's being cut off. And they said that it looked like it was covered in endometriosis. And they said that it was something that they wanted to remove because it did not look right, and they figured it was causing pain and problems. So, of course, her mom, you know, they talked about this with Kelly prior, and Kelly said, you know, I'm leaving it to you guys, whatever you think needs to be done. So they called her mom just to get like a second okay, and her mom said, absolutely, if that's what's, you know, if there's something wrong, take it out, because we've always gotten those answers if nothing's wrong. So they took it out. They took out her left ovary, and then they said we'll be in contact with you guys. We'll let you know in another hour. So an hour goes by, and they called us and said, hey, we went ahead and excised all of the endometriosis. So me and her mom just started bawling because we've always thought she had endometriosis, but we weren't sure, like, because like the last 2 laparoscopic surgeries she's had have come back with, oh, there's some stuff, you know, that looks there. It looks like there's some, you know, scar tissue in there, but we didn't take biopsies because it looks like old scar tissue, or it was just always a really stupid excuse for why they didn't take any biopsies or, you know, samples of any kind of anything. So I don't know where I was at. Hold on. All right, so they called us. They said they excised all the endometriosis, and you know, we were crying and really, you know, grateful that they were able to, you know, to do that. I told her mom, I said, hey, before anything, let's talk to the actual doctor, because it was like a doctor's assistant. I didn't want to have any miscommunication on maybe what they actually did, if there was just, you know, if he said something like, hey, it was some scar tissue, but it didn't look like endometriosis. I wanted to hear from him. So we waited, and then they said, well, hey, we're gonna go ahead and finish up the hysterectomy because her uterus is extremely soft, and she's been diagnosed before with adenomyosis, which is, it's pretty much endometriosis within the uterus. So you have, you know, the muscle and everything is very weak and soft, and it causes a lot of pain. So they did a full hysterectomy. They did the uterus, the fallopian tubes. They did, they weren't gonna do her cervix because they weren't for sure if that was something that that needed to be done first, because it's really hard to tell. Like, you know, he said that in old school medication methods, this was Dr. Kangwasa, which is Dr. Sinervo's assistant, said that that's normally what they do. If they do a hysterectomy, like back in the day, they would take the cervix too. So there was no point of leaving the cervix and worrying about that causing pain later on, or possibly maybe cervical cancer that you wouldn't know of, because there's no way to really tell unless it's taken out. So they went ahead and did the cervix, they did the uterus, they did the fallopian tubes, and the left ovary, and they excised endometriosis off of, they said they saw it on her liver her appendix and her bowel, her large intestine, right near where the uterus was. So Dr. Sinervo came out, and they also, when they were in there, they said her appendix looked like abnormal. It had like a crease in the middle of it, and it didn't look right. So they went ahead and they took out her appendix while they were in there as well. So she's had a lot of work done. She had, Dr. Sinervo came out, talked to me and her mom around 10:30 in the morning. It took like 2.5 hours. I mean, for what they did, I thought that was extremely fast. But this is what they do every day. So, but they did, yeah. So they did left ovary, uterus, fallopian tubes, cervix, appendix, and they excised all the endometriosis. And Dr. Sinervo did say, yes, it looked to me like it was endometriosis, like from visual standpoint, which he sees it all the time. So that was enough for me and her mom both to feel like that's really what it was. We're still waiting for it to come back from the lab and see the actual results of everything, but from what they saw, they thought that's what it was. And it's been about 4 days. It is now Tuesday. Days are so mixed up. It's Tuesday now. She got discharged from the hospital on Friday, so she was there only 23 hours because they wanted her to use the bathroom. They wanted her to walk. They wanted her to be able to take oral medication, and then that was it. They wanted her to be on her own and try to recover. Last night, Monday night, it got really bad. She's been doing everything they asked. She went for, she's been walking up and down the halls. She's been trying to get the gas out. She's been coughing. They say coughing is supposed to help. Deep breaths. She's been doing all of her breathing, everything. So she's been doing everything they've asked. She's been taking medicine around the clock. I mean, it's when she takes it, we mark it down. 6 hours later, she takes it again. I mean, she hasn't missed it at all. But for some reason, last night, it was so bad. I mean, I'll be honest, I've known Kelly for a long time, and it was the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen her in so much pain. It was scary. It actually made me physically sick, just because it was so emotional and sad to see her in so much pain when there's really nothing you can do. Me and her mom both. I mean, just if I didn't have her mom here, it would be super hard. I'm just being honest. I mean, family support, it's hard when you don't have it. But at the same time, like if you guys don't have family that support, you know, your health and how you feel and things like that, I'm very sorry. But there are people that do support you. Friends, other relatives, you know, there's people out there that do care, and they really want the best for you, and they're willing to, you know, help in any way. A lot of people just don't know what to do, and that's the hard part. But if you have people that love you and really care about you, they'll be by your side no matter what. They'll never leave. I mean, I have absolutely no medical complications at all. Like when I was at the hospital this morning, my stomach was so messed up. I mean, I was sick, and I was like, I don't understand what's going on, you know? Like, I'm looking at her mom, and I'm like, I don't feel good. Like, I don't normally not feel well. I feel fine every day. But I was just I felt sick because I hadn't seen her. I mean, it was bad. Like, she just was in a lot of pain. They stuck her in her arm for, you know, they had to try to get IVs. We went back to the hospital because she was in so much pain. We couldn't control it with oral medication. So we went back just to make sure that there was no complications with surgery. And they did a CT scan with contrast. They did blood work and everything came back okay. So thank God for that, which normally I would be when you hear that everything is normal, it's upsetting, but when you just had surgery, it's a little different, because you don't want to have anything wrong, because then it's just another surgery. So we're very grateful for that. But it was still, I mean, they pricked her for blood like 4 times in her right arm. They missed the first 2 times. They got her, and then for the IV, they pricked her like 3 or 4 times. Like, her veins are so tiny. They use a 22 gauge like pediatric needle, and they can't push fluids through fast, and they have to, you know, everything has to go super slow, because the IV, the needle's so small, the hole, because her veins are so small, and they're so just, they're weird. They like move around. Like, when you put they'll get it ready, they'll put the needle in, and it like jumps to the left or jumps to the right. Like, it never wants to cooperate. So it's just, she's a tough cookie, I'll be honest. It's crazy. But I'm very proud of her, and we ended up getting the pain under control. They gave her pain medication and anxiety medication and some nausea medicine, because it was so bad. And they sent us on our way about 3 hours later, after the results came back. And we've been back at the hotel now for about 8 hours, and she's been sleeping a lot. We don't want to wake her to make her take pain medicine, because she's sleeping, and that's what we've been doing every day, is we've been waking her to take pain medicine, but it doesn't allow her any time to sleep. So it's a tough situation. Like, we want to wake her up because we don't want her to wake up in pain, but at the same time, we want her to be able to sleep, because then if we wake her up, she's not gonna be able to go back to sleep if she's in pain. So it's just, it's a tough decision to make. So we decided just to let her sleep this time. When she wakes up, we'll give her some pain meds, and they prescribed her Xanax just for muscle cramps and anxiety, which she's never actually taken Xanax, so she hates big medications, Oxy, Xanax, she hates them. But you know, and even like the first 2 days after surgery, she was fighting not taking Oxy, because she wants to, I just know how she is. She wants to make people happy, make people proud, you know, like the doctors, if they ask her, hey, are you off Oxy? You know, she doesn't want to, she wants to say, yes, I'm not taking it, you know, and plus side effects are bad, and she, you know, she's only taking 5 milligrams. It's a half of a pill, but it's still, for her, she's so tiny. She's like 5'2", 110 pounds. I mean, she's tiny. So, but I will keep, sorry, this is a rant. I'm just giving you guys an update on what's going on. And I'm trying to take clips as we go throughout this trip, because I know you guys have been asking us for a vlog, you know, style video. And I'm trying to do the best I can, but I don't want to, it's kind of hard when, you know, certain situations are really personal, or if you're in the hospital and she's, you know, literally just screaming in pain on the bed, the last thing you want to do is pull the camera out and film that. You want to just be there for her and make sure she's comfortable. So I'll try to film her a little bit more the next couple. They actually had us, they want us to stay an extra 2 days because of how she's been feeling. They want to make sure she's going to be okay, and then they're going to go over all the lab results on Thursday. Now it was supposed to be today, but since she went to the hospital, they want it for 2 more days. They want us to come into the office and go over everything. So she's moving around good now. She's not, I mean, compared to after surgery, she, you know, needed a lot of assistance and help, obviously because of her stomach muscles, but she's walking around on her own. And I mean, when she looks okay, she looks fine, you know, but then she looks bad. It's when she looks like really sick. It's really, really sick. So just hoping for the best. But if you guys can pray for Kelly, and we will constantly be praying for you guys. We know there's a lot of people that are dealing with all sorts of situations, health-wise and in life in general. We'll constantly be praying for you guys. So I'll be keeping you guys updated, and I'll try to vlog some in the hotel maybe get her on camera in the hotel when she's comfortable. Maybe do like a room tour or something. And we'll be back. All right, thanks. Hey guys, wanted to give you an update. We are back now in Orlando. We got back last night around 9:30. It took us about 9 hours to get home. We had to stop in about every hour to stretch and move around a little bit, and to get Kelly her medicine, and we had to make we brought like some soup and stuff for her to eat and for us to eat as well on the way home. So what was supposed to be 7 hours turned out to be about 9.5 hours, which is totally okay. We made it, she made it, so we're very happy that we're home now. You know, she's in her bed and she has the puppies, and it's a lot more comfortable than being in a hotel trying to live out of a small kitchen and things like that for about 10 days. So we're happy to be home. I wanted to give you an update on the post-op appointment. We had that on Thursday afternoon around 3 o'clock. We left yesterday morning. It's now Saturday, so Saturday afternoon. We're home now. We got home last night. Post-op appointment, we got a lot of good results that we are thankful for. Dr. Sinervo said that she was tested positive for endometriosis, so there was endometriosis on her intestine around her uterus. It was all over her intestine, so that came back positive. That was all, he did the excision surgery on that, so that's all been removed. They found it on her appendix, where her appendix was covered in endometriosis, which is what he had thought when he was in there. So he went ahead and removed it. That came back positive for endometriosis as well. So we're thankful that they went ahead and took that out, because that could have been bad. They also said that her left ovary was most likely covered in it as well, but the blood supply was like being almost choked or cut off. It was not good at all, so they went ahead and removed that, as I told you guys before. And then also the cervix came back with chronic inflammation, and the uterus was positive for adenomyosis. So a lot of crazy stuff that pathology came back with after they tested everything. So we're just really thankful, because every appointment we've ever had has always been, oh, you know, you look great, or you're fine. And it's like, we've heard that for so long now, that when they've already removed something and then they talk to you about what it is that they found, and, you know, testing it, it's just like such a relief to know that there's some positive coming out of this. And she has to feel better. It's so hard, because a lot of people are, you know, texting her and asking, like, hey, do you feel better? Or hey, have you known? It's like, no, not at all. She feels horrible. She's still on a lot of pain meds. She has a lot of recovery to do. It's going to be normal recovery is 4 to 6 weeks. It's probably going to be 6 to 8 weeks for her, maybe longer. I mean, it's just going to be a slow process. So she really appreciates all the support, and she's moving around really well. I mean, as far as, you know, but she is, like, once again, she's on Oxy and Xanax, which are both very strong medications, but she has to be. I mean, she's taking half the dosage that they actually recommend you taking, so she's already ahead of the game as far as that goes. She's not pounding, you know, the full amount every 6 hours like they say you can do. So that's great. But she wanted me to sincerely apologize to you guys, because we were gonna do like a whole vlog through this entire trip and try to get all this footage and stuff like that. But it was really hard, because she was in a lot of pain starting from the beginning once we got there and we did the pre-op stuff, that it's just too hard for me to want to grab the camera and vlog and, you know, try to get these really hard, sad moments on film, when I just want to be there to help out and try to do whatever I can, when the last thing I'm thinking of is to grab the camera and film. So I'm sorry, but that's just how it was and what happened. So but we really appreciate everything you guys do and all the support you give her. And we're going to be making a couple videos together soon. I know we were going to do a questions and answers video for you guys. She's going to ask questions that you guys gave her, and I will answer them from the boyfriend fiance's point of view. So I will give you guys the answers to all those questions in that next video. We'll be doing that very soon, as soon as she gets, you know, to feeling better and wants to do a video. And I know she has a bunch of content that she's going to be doing for you guys as well. So thank you for all the subscribers. If you're not subscribed, go down and subscribe now. She really appreciates everything that you guys, you know, all the support you guys give her. So we'll be back soon.